Oh man, yesterday was a fun day of hoops.
So it was an awesome day of hoops, not a fun day. It was like one of the best days. I might put it up against any day this season.
So here's the thing. To me, there were two main storylines that came out of yesterday's games. One, it's the bubbles bursting, right? It is the fact that Georgetown got themselves an automatic bid, and Oregon State got themselves an automatic bid, and Cincinnati put themselves in the position to get themselves an automatic bid, and that is just going to take away spots for teams like a Colorado State or a St. Louis or a Drake or some of these teams that are kind of right there on the cut line. Yeah. Two, the other part, which maybe you could speak to a little bit more, is it really felt like a kind of day where it's like, you know what? All these guys that are on the hot seat, maybe we should start sliding them off. Maybe they cool their seat down a little bit, whether it's a Wayne Tinkle or a Patrick Ewing or a Shaka Smart. Like, these are all guys.
Pastner had already gotten off there. Shaka had already gotten off there. But, listen, there were four guys that had wins yesterday that furthered them from getting off the hot seat. Absolutely.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, I don't know if any of those guys were actually still really, quote unquote, on the hot seat, but they were definitely four guys that when the season started, we kind of we all circled. Like, everybody had Shaka Smart circled as like, hey, you know what? If he doesn't get it done, maybe this is the year. And Wayne Tinkle, if he doesn't get it done, maybe this is the year. And you've been beating that drum. You hate Patrick Ewing for some reason.
I actually don't. But what I would say to that, hey, what I would say to all the people that are killing me and saying you were wrong about Patrick Ewing, I would just tell them to look at his regular season record this year. That's all. Like, great. I love the fact that they won. I love it. I love Patrick Ewing as a player. I root for him. That doesn't mean that I can't say that I didn't think it was a good hire. And the fact of the matter is, in 4 years, Georgetown is just a good job. They should never go 6 years between NCAA tournament appearances, ever. So
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We don't need to go down the road about arguing about Georgetown. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them winning that game, because, man, what a run through the Big East tournament. This is a team. Their last game of the regular season, they were down by 27 at the half. They packed it up. They were done. They were leaving. Their season was over, and they go out as the number 10 seed. And so, what are you more surprised about? Are you more surprised with Georgetown making a run to the Big East tournament title, or Oregon State making a run to the Pac-12 tournament title? Which one was more unexpected?
Probably Georgetown. But here's the thing: we've talked about this all year, and I've been waiting to talk to you about this morning. Is we have said what all season long? Pac-12 kind of stinks, right? Kind of stinks. ACC kind of stinks, and now the Big East, with what's happened with Villanova and Gillespie, and with Creighton and everything with McDermott, the Big East kind of looks like it stinks. So all three of those leagues, it's not a surprise that somebody has come out of nowhere to win those league tournament titles. Obviously, Oregon State and Georgetown even further out than Georgia Tech, but nobody in their right mind before the season would have said that Georgia Tech had any chance of winning the ACC tournament title.
Yeah, I will pat myself on the back, though. I did say that Oregon State was where the value was in the Pac-12 tournament when it comes to taking a Pac-12 tournament future. I did say that Georgia Tech had some value if you wanted to take them for a ACC tournament future.
Well, you got them at plus 500, didn't you? Didn't you get them at plus 500 the other night? Or no, did you not do it?
Well, that was after they canceled. I just put it I only put like $10 on it or something.
Yeah, I tried to get it, but by the time the stream finished, I think it was at plus 350, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, I basically just did it to say that I did it. But this is a different topic. It's only added to the unbelievable run I've had this week. Part of the reason I'm so happy is that I'm legitimately up like a lot. Let's 40 units. I'm up 40 units. Entering this week, I was at the lowest point that I was all season long. And now, yesterday, I basically won every single bet. Anyway, we don't have to talk about it.
Good time to get hot. Good time to get hot, Rob.
Hey, do not let me get hot. I just took all of Bet Rivers' money. Sorry. You know what? Eventually, I'm going to be a minority shareholder if I keep on this run. Bet Rivers. You know what it's going to be?
You know what you are? You as a gambler are like you are probably on the basketball court, where you're a streaky as hell shooter, right?
Yeah.
You can go. I'm just Mr. Consistency. I'm just like across the board this year, and you've just been like this. You're all over the place.
It's a graph is like this. It really is a roller coaster. All right. So what else do we have? We got to talk about Illinois because they looked unbelievable. Like I really. So I'm still sitting on a 50-1 future for Illinois as a national title contender.
Nice.
And I feel very, very, very.
Hey, you got a shot. I mean, you feel good because you got a shot. That's all you want.
Yeah. I mean, what else can you ask for?
They've been great. They've been great. And again, we go back to when Iowa got hurt. Best thing that could have happened to the Illini. Best thing that could have happened. And he was great again yesterday. But I think the mask has done him well. I think the Catwoman mask has helped him. Yeah.
And look, so much of what this recent run that Illinois has been on, like I really do think that so much of it has to do with Andre Curbelo. I mean, how do you not love watching that kid play? Honestly, I think my two favorite players heading into March right now are Andre Curbelo and Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado's, first of all, his celebrations yesterday were so much fun. The dude,
everything about it. I mean, they just should have had. They need like an Alvarado cam, and they need it like during the selection Sunday tonight. We need a Jose Alvarado and Josh Pastner thanking everybody under the sun, thanking everybody. I mean, it's so corny.
The interview yesterday when Pastner comes on, it's like, I just want to thank everybody. Coach Greenberg, thank you so much. Coach Fonz, thank you so much. I just want to thank everybody. You're all so great. And then Jose Alvarado comes on and goes, Coach, you're a champion. They can't take that away from you.
The crazy part
of Josh Pastner, the grandpa, and Jose Alvarado, the bulldog. Oh my God!
You know how long I've known Josh Pastner?
Forever,
since he was like 17.
Oh, so
17. Good. I've known Josh Pastner. Like crazy to me. He used to call. My wife used to get so pissed off because he used to call my cell, and it was in the days when I kept my cell on all night. And he would call like 1 a.m, like constantly when he was probably back as an assistant. He would wear me out. And I'm not the only one. Again, if you asked every national writer yesterday or ask every national writer, have you talked to Josh Pastner in the last 48 hours? I'm guessing 90% of them would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he does it, but he does it. Like he doesn't sleep. I don't know. It's a crazy story. Really cool story because he was run out of Memphis for people that don't know. And he gets Georgia Tech. And it's a very questionable hire by Mike Babinski, who's now the AD at Purdue. And he really, struggled a bunch at Georgia Tech and then went through some NCAA stuff that he was completely cleared of. But, relating to an assistant coach, taking Wendell Carter to a strip club. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, that one, Shaka Smart. I mean, Shaka's fired 2 years ago. If it's not for his buyout, he's fired. And maybe Scott Dolson in Indiana needs to look at that a little bit. Now, again, Shaka has done it. He's done better recruiting than Archie. That's the one thing is he's been able to pull elite level players every single year. But a lot of it is like Matt Coleman wasn't very good as a freshman. Now he's a senior.
Yeah, I was going to say the reason why they are where they are. Look, Greg Brown is wildly talented. Kai Jones is wildly talented. But the reason why they are where they are right now is because Matt Coleman is a stud at the point. Who, like, honestly, I think I would take him with the second round pick in the NBA draft. Just give him a shot. Like,
I don't even know if I care about that. What I would say, Rob, is. If you're, and we should maybe do this. This could be a good segment this week. Is rank your top 10 point guards in the NCAA tournament that you trust, because Matt Coleman has to be in there. Has to be.
But it's not just him, right? So you have that anchor at the point that you can trust, that veteran. They also have an anchor at the 5 in Jericho Sims that is just a terrific defender, terrific rebounder, does all the stuff that you need him to do. And you surround all of that with a couple of guys like Greg Brown and Kai Jones who can make all these different plays that let you have all these different lineups that you could put out there, with a Courtney Ramey who can and Andrew Jones, two guys that can, if you need him to, go down and knock 6 or 7 threes down in a game, right? So you have this entire combination of shooters, great point guard play, great defensive 5, like everything about that roster fits the way that you want it to fit in modern basketball, and it feels like they're peaking at the right time. And look, I'm happy for Shaka. Like he's a really good dude, and I'm
all
glad
those
that
guys,
for
Pastner,
yeah.
Shaka, Tinkle's a good dude. Ewing, I want to see again. The misnomer is I want to see Patrick Ewing fail. Hell no. I love Patrick Ewing as a player. I grew up watching him. I've met him several times. He is the nicest guy in the world. I want to see them win. I didn't think it was a great hire at the time, and I'm still not convinced because of 4 wins that all of a sudden Patrick Ewing is going to turn this thing and Georgetown's going to be Georgetown again. They need to be in the NCAA tournament every single year.
I think that they will. I'm expecting him to be able to find a way to get this thing going. And the biggest reason why, and we've talked about this at length, Jeff, but I thought that last year was the year where they were going to hit their peak, right? Because they had a talented backcourt, because they had a whole bunch of athletic wings, because they had a big guy inside. Like their roster just made sense, and that team was like top 30 good in the country, which is like a good step compared to where they were when he first got the job. And then, of course, like the bottom falls out, Akinjo transfers, LeBlanc transfers. That opens up a door for people like me to go and start searching court records in D.C. and find like they got all this stuff going on. And then like it kind of blew up in his face. And I don't think that had anything to do with his coaching. And, you lose Mac McClung. There were issues that were there that went a little bit beyond just like Patrick Ewing. So I think that last year was kind of a little bit out of his control. So I'm willing to give him a chance to say, okay, look, we made this run. We have a chance to be pretty good right now. Let's see if we can build on this thing. And they got like a 5-star coming in. So we'll see, man. Well, I hope he gets it done because the idea of Patrick Ewing taking Georgetown back to being like nationally relevant is just so awesome for college basketball. So like we need that to happen. All of us, look, as a UConn fan, I am predisposed to despising everything about Georgetown. I will put that to the side and hope that we get Georgetown back. Like the one thing I want more than anything, and I talked about this a little bit after UConn lost to Creighton, I want UConn to play those battles that matter more than anything else, right? It kind of feels good to like lose a game and be crushed by it when I haven't cared for like 5 years about anything that had to do with UConn. It's good to care. And if we can get these rivalries going with Georgetown and UConn again, with like Georgetown and Providence, that's why you're back in the Big East, is for moments like that and games like that. So congrats to Wayne Tinkle and Oregon State. Congrats to Georgetown and Patrick Ewing. Congrats to Josh Pastner and Jose Alvarado and Georgia Tech, which can we talk about him with the balloons too?
Oh my God. That was so classic.
Funny. You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of, like, have you ever had a brand new puppy?
Yes.
And you're taking a brand new puppy out in the snow for the first time? And it just kind of runs around and it's so excited and has no idea what to do with itself. And it's just like, oh, snow over there. Let me go jump on it. Well, that's what I feel like Jose Alvarado was like last night. He's like, oh, balloons. Let me go jump on them. Oh, there's people over there. Let me go yell at them.
Hilarious.
Oh, my coach is over there. I wonder how long it took them to finally corral him to get him to go do the post-game interview. Oh, he's the best. He's the absolute best. I'm sold, man. Look, I'm all the way in on Georgia Tech this year. How can you not root for that team?
Yeah, no. Like to me, they're absolutely as fun to watch as just about anybody.